So, did you see that debate last night? Did you? Man, that was just a slugfest. Bloody, blood gushing everywhere. So you got Bernie Sanders, who basically escaped unscathed because everybody already knows he's an octogenarian communist. The only person who landed a blow against Sanders was, in fact, Michael Bloomberg. The blow was pretty solid, but it ain't going to hurt Sanders in any serious way because, unfortunately, Bloomberg was also the target of attack by the other Democrats. So all the Democrats are idiots. Let me make this clear on a political calculation level. So here is the political calculation for each of the Democratic candidates last night, what they needed to do. So Bernie just needed to escape. He's the front runner. That's all he needed to do. Joe Biden needed to revitalize his campaign. The only way to revitalize his campaign would be to take Bernie down a peg. Right? That needed to happen in Nevada and in South Carolina because Biden attacking Bloomberg doesn't help him all that much. The reason it doesn't help him all that much is because Bloomberg is not on the ballot in Nevada or South Carolina. And if Biden does not win South Carolina, he is toast. He is done. Goodbye. Joe Biden, least successful presidential candidate ever. Ever. Seriously, ever. Because he's run 3 times and not won a single delegate. Okay, so that was Biden's agenda. So instead of attacking Sanders, naturally he attacked Bloomberg and also was nearly dead. Then you had Pete Buttigieg. So Buttigieg's job last night was, in fact, to tear down Bloomberg and Biden and to show outsized support in places like Nevada. And instead, he got into a bleep fight with Amy Klobuchar, which is like, how did that solve any of his problems? Right? It was sort of Buttigieg's job to take down Bloomberg and provide, say that he was the moderate alternative. He tried to do it to his credit, but he was being dragged back down. As honestly, I think that Buttigieg is the only politically smart one among this group, because you have to understand that Pete Buttigieg had a choice very early on. Everybody had this choice. There are 2 lanes in the Democratic Party. The intersectional lane was quickly overridden by the socialist lane, the Bernie lane, and the moderate lane, the Biden lane. Democrats had to choose. Which lane do you want to compete in? Do you want to compete in the Bernie lane or in the Biden lane? Now, at the beginning, this is a pretty good question, right? I mean, Biden appeared to be kind of durable. He was leading the national polling. Bernie, by the way, Bernie for his, for all he was, appeared to be a lot weaker. I mean, I understand the calculation. Buttigieg made the strong and correct calculation that Biden would prove less durable than Sanders, and he steered over into the Biden lane. And as Biden collapsed, Buttigieg picked up that support. So Buttigieg made the politically smart move last night. He was attacking Bloomberg. He was attacking Sanders. He was trying to do all the right things. But unfortunately for him, Amy Klobuchar was right behind him with a Garrett. So Klobuchar was having none of it from Pete because she made the same calculation. She's in the moderate lane too, but she hates Pete, and Pete hates her. That became obviously clear. So the 2 of them went at it. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren, who is the dumbest of all the candidates, I mean, truly the stupidest in terms of political calculation. So she had made the original wrong call. The original wrong call was go into the Sanders lane, not the Biden lane. If Warren had gone into the Biden lane, she'd be the nominee. Instead, she went into the Sanders lane. She initially drew some support from Sanders. Then she actually tried to effectuate his policies, which was an idiotic move. And then she collapsed. Then she just completely fell apart. Okay, so last night on the stage, she decided that instead of attacking Sanders, who's in her lane, she was going to attack everybody who was not Sanders, which again is dumb, really stupid move. Really stupid move. It's Mongo punching the horse in blazing saddles. There's no reason for it at all. So that was Elizabeth Warren. People were like, oh, she did a great job last night. No, she did a great job in the same way that Chris Christie did a great job in the debate where he murdered Marco Rubio and then committed political suicide. By the way, who predicted that yesterday? That was me. I was right here saying, look for the ceremonial, ritual, murder-suicide performed by Elizabeth Warren. Okay, so the media responded basically recognizing that the debate last night was a complete cluster F and that it was horrible for the Democratic Party. I mean, truly bad for the Democratic Party. Take, for example, Paul Begala and David Gregory, both Democratic analysts. They were like, what in the world was that nonsense?
This was a gift to Bernie Sanders. It was a rough night for Mike Bloomberg. Man, Elizabeth Warren just gutted him like a flounder on Long Island Sound. It was rough for him. But Bernie, we are 2 days away from the voting in Nevada, and they attacked a guy who's not on the ballot in Nevada. It was, I thought, tactically really dumb for the Democrats. Strategically, Donald Trump's got to be happy with the Democratic demolition derby.
Correct. Paul Begala is right. Got to give credit to the man when the man is right. Chris Matthews was going after Pete Buttigieg. He's like, why are you attacking Amy Klobuchar? What does she have to do with anything? He asked Amy Klobuchar this question. Like, nobody in the Democratic Party could understand what are any of these morons doing on stage last night. It was clown crashes while Bernie just stands there unscathed, hobbling his way toward his Stalin-esque dacha over over on Lake Champlain is unbelievable. Here's Chris Matthews. Over on they say, come on the show, come on here, rumpled. Talk to Amy Klobuchar, who went after Pete Buttigieg with a hatchet and then buried him after wood chipping him up in North Dakota and Fargo. Go.
They were going after about Mike Bloomberg, but for some reason, Pete Buttigieg went after a person to his left. You. Why? Why was he pounding you?
That is quite obvious, Chris. We are surging and did much better than anyone could have ever believed. And I think he decided he's going to try to go after me. That's fine. But I actually wish he would have been accurate when he did it. But I'll deal with it.
And meanwhile, the rest of the media, they were just laughing at Bloomberg because Bloomberg had an awful night. Awful, right? His first 45 minutes were terrible. What happened to Michael Bloomberg is that he came in and he basically acted like he was embarrassed to be there and embarrassed of his own record. Then later, he sort of showed some light. Now, maybe the debate doesn't end up mattering all that much. Maybe it turns out that Bloomberg is able to spend his way out of this hole. But CNN bashing Bloomberg, and they weren't wrong. He had a rough night last night.
You have millions and millions of dollars, and you could cut clips from this debate, and you say, show the clip. You show the
show the good clip.
Show the good clip. Well, that's the way it works, right? Show the good clip where he challenges Sanders on his electability. Mm-hmm. You can use that in an ad.
One clip.
One clip.
That's all you need.
They're all laughing at Bloomberg because, of course, they're idiots, and so they're going to make Bernie the nominee. They're going to nominate an old commie. All right, guys. Pick your poison. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Ben Shapiro Show. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our future content.